I just got my hands on the new DJI Pocket 3. This camera promises to be the perfect all-in-one camera, especially if you're vlogging. However, I also have the new iPhone 15 Pro, and I've really been loving the images and photos that I get with my cell phone. In this video, I'm going to be shooting these cameras side by side to give you a better understanding of which camera might be better for you. When you go to buy the Osmo, there's two options to choose between. The basic, less expensive option will give you the Osmo itself, a carrying case to store the Osmo in, a USB-C charging cable, a wrist strap for the Osmo, and a grip extension, which makes the Osmo easier to grab onto and gives you a 1/4-20 mount on the bottom. Now, if you spend a little bit more, you can get the Creator Kit. The Creator Kit includes everything I just mentioned, along with a couple other items, including a DJI microphone, a longer handle extension, which also doubles as a battery to give your Osmo some more juice, a wide angle adapter, which conveniently stores inside of your carrying case, tripod legs, which screw onto the bottom, which I think should be included in the basic kit, to be honest, and a water resistant carrying case that's gonna hold everything in its own dedicated spot. This entire video is shot entirely on the Osmo 3 or on the iPhone 15 Pro using the back cameras. I haven't color corrected or color graded any of the footage coming out of the camera, so everything's shot in auto and you're seeing it exactly as it is from the camera. Neither the Osmo or the phone have a built-in tripod. If you want to do this on the phone, you'd have to get an additional attachment to hook it up to a tripod or get one of these like MagSafe tripods that I have. When you're using the Osmo, you need to use this attachment that plugs into the USB-C on the bottom of it. This now gives you a longer handle to hold onto, as well as a 1/4-20 mount on the bottom, and you can attach these little tripod legs that you were given in the Creator Kit. Without this, the Osmo could stand up on its own, but it's not quite as stable as this would be. I'm actually borrowing the Osmo Pocket from my friend Scott, and he's had a little bit more hands-on time using the camera. So I wanted to get his opinion of what he thought of this camera.
I got this because someone said it was the ultimate vlogging camera. So I thought, oh, let's give it a try. If you're into vlogging, a lot of hiccups to vlogging can be that the bulky device, pulling out this big camera, putting on a big Joby or whatever, walking around the street. I find like this is so indiscreet.
If you're looking to film yourself on your phone, the best quality lenses are on the back of the phone. This means that I can't see what I'm shooting, so I'm just hoping that I'm in frame and that I'm in focus. I'm also using the wide lens, which is not the highest quality lens, but allows me not to have to reach my hand all the way out here to get myself in frame. And this is what it sounds like using the internal microphones. If you do plan on vlogging with the Osmo, like holding up the camera and walking around, this is what it's gonna look like. I've rotated the gimbal around so I can use the big screen on the front to frame up my shot. I've also double tapped on my face so that the active track has kicked in and I can move the camera around and it shouldn't lose track of my face. This is also using the built-in microphone on the Osmo. If you've purchased a Creator Kit for the Osmo, it actually comes with a microphone so that you can actually step away from the Osmo and get some decent sound. The mic has a clip on it, so you could clip it onto your shirt, and if you don't have something to clip it onto, there is also a magnet. So you can put the magnet on the inside of your shirt, and you can be hands-free. I also have microphones for my iPhone. These are the Rode Wireless Go. This is like the first version. I had to get a special adapter to plug the aux into the USB-C port on the phone. I had to try out a bunch of different adapters before I found one that worked and was compatible. I'm pretty sure if you have any of the newer Rode mics, you can just plug USB-C right into the USB-C on the phone, and it's easy as that. The DJI mic is wireless, and I don't need to plug anything into the Osmo, but with these Rode ones, I do need to bring along an adapter and plug it into the phone. The first version of the DJI mics are compatible with the Osmo 3. Plug the receiver into the USB-C slot of the Osmo 3 and it's going to connect automatically. This is a great option if you already own these and you don't want to buy the Creator Kit. A neat feature of the Osmo is you can also record vertical video with it, which is perfect for social media. Usually you flip the screen to turn the Osmo off, but if you hit continue, the Osmo is now going to record in vertical. The gimbal on the Osmo is not rotating, so we're actually cropping into the sensor and the resolution is going to be downsized from 4K to 3K. I still think that's pretty good. In video, the iPhone has 3 physical lenses, the ultra-wide, the wide, and the tele lens. The Osmo has one lens, but you can zoom and crop into this to get different framing for your shots. There's also a wide angle attachment that fits into this case that goes over the existing physical lens to make your field of view a little bit wider. I like this because you don't need a second lens on the Osmo to get a super wide field of view, and you can still use the full 1-inch sensor on the Osmo. And something like this is nothing to carry around with you. There is a little bit of distortion on this wide angle lens, but I mean the same goes when you're using the iPhone. What's great about both of these cameras is we have the ability to shoot them in full manual. With the iPhone 15 Pro series, we now have the ability to shoot log, and with the Osmo, you can also use D-Log. I remember shooting D-Log on my old drones like the Mavic 1 and 2,
And D-Log was not amazing. It's come a long way since there. It's much better on the Osmo. Lately, my favorite way to shoot log on the iPhone has been through the Blackmagic app. It's free, it's really easy to use, and you can change the file and compression size of the log footage, so it's not taking up your entire storage on your phone. However, both of these cameras have really good picture right out of camera, and I think most people are just gonna be using these in auto and not using the log function. But the ability is there. Both the iPhone 15 Pro and the Osmo have the ability to shoot in higher frame rates, or slow motion. On a day-to-day basis, I don't really use slow motion. It's more reserved for my client projects or more cinematic stuff, so I can't see myself using these too often. There's some other options in the settings like photos, panoramas, hyperlapses, and time lapses, and as much as these are cool, I think they're nice to have, but I probably won't be using these that often.
Battery life has been really good. The one good thing is it charges really, really quickly. So I think it's an 18 minutes to a full charge. So for that reason, really good. It does hold a charge for pretty much the whole day unless you're filming the whole time. And I was filming a podcast with it the other day and used it as a third angle, and it would record the whole time.
The active track feature on this camera might be my favorite thing about it. All you gotta do is double tap on the screen what you want to track. In this case, I was using my face, and the gimbal does a really great job of rotating and moving to follow that object. I think this is best used if you're following something and you wanna keep that subject in frame, or if you're talking to camera and you wanna make sure that you'll never be out of frame. To use the Osmo in low light, you do need to switch modes and put it in low light mode. I noticed that the image from the Osmo is much brighter and has far less noise than the iPhone, and obviously it's more stable because of the gimbal.
One thing about the phone that I love is you have the files instantly on your phone. You have to transfer the files from this. So you have to either put them on your computer and just airdrop them. That's annoying.
I don't have that many micro SD cards, so I popped in the first one that I found, and right away I got a warning that said, this probably isn't gonna be fast enough for the Osmo. I grabbed my GoPro card and popped it in and didn't see this message. Well, at least not right away. Occasionally, while filming, I got a message that said slow write speed, and I would have to wait until the buffering would finish before I could record again. So if you do get the Osmo, make sure that you have a fast enough memory card. Getting the card in and out of the Osmo is a little tricky. I found you need something pointy. I don't have sharp enough fingernails to get this out. Once you get it in there, it is really in there, and it's tricky to get out.
Just think as a content creator, having multiple devices, sometimes it could be annoying because you're like, which device do I use? But I do find that I've been using this quite a bit. I enjoy it, I enjoy the output. And yeah, I feel like you can literally shoot a whole commercial job on this thing, to be honest. So
no camera is perfect, so when it comes to choosing a camera, I think you need to evaluate your needs and figure out if the camera you're looking at meets those. An area where I think the Osmo shines is the large screen. It's extremely handy when you're filming yourself and you're looking to frame up a shot. Another great feature is the active track. If you're filming by yourself all the time and you want some movement, this is a really cool option. If you're looking for that separation between a phone and a camera, I think a separate camera like the Osmo 3 would be a great option for you. If you're looking to purchase the Osmo 3, I hope this gives you a little bit more information about what the product is like, what the footage looks like, and some of the features that it includes. I recently visited Disneyland with my friends and tested out the new Canon V10. It's a similar camera to the Osmo, and if you want to see how that went, you can check out that video as well. My name's Davey. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next video.